Welcome to Grounded Spirits Podcast, a place for gardeners and dreamers to self-actualize. So today I wanted it to be more of like a vlog style where I just take you about my day and what I do and how I really ground and get to my own highest timeline to self-actualize myself. This is my first time ever making a vlog, so bear with me. Right now we are going to the library, and here I want to talk about the first tip, and it's to feel comfortable when you're working. If you are not comfortable in your workspace, it's never gonna work. And so that's why I had to film multiple shots here of just how cozy and comfortable and warm it felt working here at this library. I forgot to film what I was working on, but I was working on the language stuff that you'll see on Ela Institute. But now we are at the river. So I love this river. It's gonna look like a sewer line right now, but it really is just like a really magical place. And so let me show you. We have the beautiful hills and then the river that is now encased in concrete as it ebbs and flows. So I ate a garden gummy a while ago, like right when I left the library, and it's starting to kick in. So I just wanted to document how I'm feeling. What I love about the garden gummy is that it really allows me to stay centered to myself. And it allows me to appreciate everything so much more. You can see, my camera quality is really bad, but you can see live that everything is so beautiful and so vibrant. And even this tree, each of those leaves are just so perfect. And you can even look down. We can follow this little bug and just see where it goes. And did you ever notice that grass has these little hairs? Can you see the little hairs? Or even just this yellow leaf. How beautiful is that? The scalloped edges. Where's this little bug going? I feel like the garden gummy just allows me to relax and to really tune into what's around me and really become aware. I'm always going to bring up Carlos Castaneda. So with Carlos Castaneda, he talks about how Don Juan would have them just look at a bunch of leaves and see the differences between the leaves and just gaze. He calls it gazing, where you're not looking at every little aspect. You're kind of gazing. I don't know how else to explain it. My thing is looking up at the tree, laying under a tree and just staring at all of the branches and all of the leaves and the network and the animals that call this place home and how they all come together, and it's just so beautiful to think about. I just love how the sun peeks through. I feel like that's us. We're all the sun, and we all just want to peek through, but sometimes there's clouds, or here with the tree branches and leaves, there are these blocks that don't allow us to express ourselves fully or to just to be our true selves. And if you've been here a while with Grounded Spirits, it originated with how do I express myself? And now that I'm learning, and I've been learning for the last 4 or 5 years, now it's how can I remain who I've learned that I am? When I first started this podcast, I didn't have a sense of self at all. I was just programmed to be like everybody else. And so these last 5 years, I've really honed in on who I am. And now it's about letting my sun shine. Just giving you a moment to appreciate the sun in its totality. coming through the best I can. So last week we talked about the magician, and I showed you a bunch of tarot cards, and if you checked it out if you saw it on the website, I went to this like tarot exhibit where they had just a bunch of different tarot cards, and so I took pictures of all of the magician ones just to like really understand the card and like the different representations that it's had over the years. And in all of them, it was the table, like we were talking about with Carlos Castañeda with the Tonal and the Nahual. So what I failed to mention last time was that the Tonal and the Nahual is in everything. So we'll talk about this mountain, for instance. What I can see right here, that's the Tonal. But maybe we could even talk about like these like dark parts where I can't really see it for lack of sun, or going inside of these mountains, things that I can't see, that's the Nahual. Or even like the spirituality behind the mountain, that's the Nahual. The Tonal is anything that you can understand, yet everything has the Tonal and the Nahual. So I just wanted to clarify that. The other things that I failed to mention, well, I said it, but then I like blurred myself out as I was explaining. I was showing you my cards at the beginning of the episode last week, and my sex cards, they've never wanted to come out. Every time I've asked them, they were like, either they would like fall into a crack where I couldn't even get them if I wanted to, or I would just get like a firm no intuitively, like no. But last week they said yes for the first time ever, and then I talked about it and then I blamed myself out. So I just really wanted to share like how special it is on this journey and the different parts, and like being able to respect boundaries, even if they're cards, you know. But if that's how I treat my things, imagine how I'm treating human beings, you know. And I feel that's what everybody needs to do, and like treating myself. Everybody needs to treat themselves better so they can treat others better, and then treat like inanimate objects better. The other thing that Carlos Castañeda talks about is not doing. So instead of looking at all the bits of grass, look at all the dark parts. The parts that we normally don't look at. Pay attention to those. Don Juan's sorcery is based in attention. That everything is always there, like I was saying with the Tonal and the Nahual. It's always there. It's just a matter of, are you paying attention to it? And I think that's what I like doing here too. Instead of looking at the branches and the trees, I look at the blue sky in between. That's not doing. And if you don't understand what I mean by not doing, it's, well, Carlos Castañeda doesn't really understand it either at the beginning, and he explains it over a bunch of different chapters. But what I've gathered is breaking your routine, because that's how you deprogram yourself. So if you're just doing what everyone else is doing, then you're just doing. You're in that doing state. But in not doing, you're doing things that are out of the ordinary, things that are out of your routine, things that are going to propel you forward and shift your attention and awareness. Another tip that I came up with this morning actually was, you know how last week I was saying like you can start to like push up the energy? Well, once you start feeling your hands glow, then just stare at your hands, just observe them, and just see what are you seeing? Or actually it's more like, what are you feeling? Because you can't see anything, it just looks like a palm of the hand, right? But it's the feeling. What do you feel on your hand as you are moving the energy? So try that out, let me know how it goes. I don't know if you can see it. It's that little tiny thing moving around. It's a hummingbird. It came to say hello. And I think that not doing is essential when it comes to dreaming. You have to be able to see your dreams and like step out of it and know that it is a dream and that you can do anything you want. Like literally anything is possible in a dream. And I really think that that's like what my book talks about, you know, like how do I get myself to see these dreams as they are so that I can then change it? So then once I get good at that in dreaming, I can now change my reality. So that's why like not doing is so important. The new moon in Cancer was yesterday, and you can still kind of feel the energies today. And it has just been so magical, because I feel like with Cancer, it being in its home in the moon, it really allows us to feel at home in our bodies and wherever you have Cancer in your chart. And so I have it in the 6th house. So the 6th house is about routines and day-to-days. So also kind of talking about the not doing, like Cancer, like I need to feel comfortable wherever I go. So when I'm at the library, I have to feel comfortable. Here at the park, I'm going to feel comfortable. And Cancer is also about like breaking out of your shell and becoming your true self, becoming a star. And I really see that for myself. I'm starting to, like for today, you know, like doing this new thing, new beginnings, new moon, you know, but really starting to allow people to see like what I do day to day. I feel like it's such a mystery to people, and people think I just do nothing all day, but I actually do a lot. So yeah, I'm glad you're here to see it for the first time. Our hummingbird friend came back. Hi, hummingbird. That is so cool. So the hummingbird, it means to be more spirited, have more joy, to feel more light. And yeah, it just reminds us like what it really means to be a grounded spirit. A grounded spirit is someone who knows who they are at their core, but also isn't afraid to step out of their norms, to do something fun and crazy and impulsive, and know and trust that it's going to be safe. The beauty of being high is that you get to connect with all the other times that you were high. And this isn't just me talking spiritually, like I can like intuitively feel all of the other me's, but it's actually scientific. I have a degree in psychology, and in that time I learned that it's called state dependent theory or something like that, where if people were drunk when they were learning information, then they had to be drunk to then get that information, to like retrieve it. And so it has to do with the way that like long-term potentiation, the way that it's like coded into your brain, that it's like only in that state. And what's funny is that I've been watching Ghosts, and it's a really fun show. I'll put it on the website so you can see it. But there's a time where one of the characters gets high and he can't remember how to make this recipe, so they're like, oh, just get high again. And then he still didn't remember in the show, but like there is like some truth to it. Anyway, I'm just here reminiscing about my times in Redlands when I would go and sit in my closet. Do you remember that? And it was just me, and I was just so thankful to be in Redlands. And now I look around like, how thankful am I to like be here under a tree next to a river. Like Redlands me couldn't have even fathomed this dream, and it's like a dream come true, a dream that I didn't even know I had. And I just feel so grateful, and just like being able to connect with even like the first time that I ever smoked when I was 18, and like to now, like how in touch I am with this spirit, with this plant, and with myself overall. And yeah, I just wanted to share. Like that's crazy to me that is the Hollywood side on the other side of that. Like I'm from a tiny little town in San Diego. Like little Laura would never in a million dreams think that she would be getting high by a river underneath the Hollywood Hills. And yeah, it's just incredible like how life takes us. And it's kind of like the river, you know, like here, poor girl is stuck in this concrete jail. But rivers are supposed to ebb and flow and do what they need to do. But I feel like here, and that's why she's in this, you know, like it's a representation of us, that we are too rigid. Going back to the whole not doing, the doing and not doing of Carlos Castañeda, that she wanted to engage in her not doing, and people got hurt. Like 100 people or more died in 1938 when she overflowed and everything was everywhere. And then after they put this in, the concrete, in the 60s, it was really, really bad. And there's like these pictures where like the river's like all the way up to the tip top. And this concrete system saved them. So like you can understand the fear, but I think it also has to do with like the fear of like getting in touch with your emotions. And I feel like as a grounded spirit, you have to engage in the thinking mind and the emotional mind, getting really in touch with how you feel and how you think. And they're both super important. But alas, our time here is done. Now time to go to my yoga class. It is my first time taking this yoga class. So the garden gummy has not worn off, and I'm lost. I have no idea where I am. There's a bunch of stairs everywhere, random hallways. I'm lost. So eventually I found it, and I saw that from my yoga studio, I could see all of downtown Burbank. It was the best yoga experience to be able to like stare at trees as I did yoga. 10 out of 10 would recommend. But again, it's about like that grounded spiritness, you know, like being grounded, connecting with nature, but still being spirited in the way of moving your body and your energy through yoga. So it was really, really magical. So I end my days at my husband's job. Oops, can't go that way because you'll see where he works. And I wanted to show you the moon. You see it right here in the corner? So now I came to the beach. What's incredible about the beach is that the waves, like this is like my own private little show. Like over there, they have different waves. See, you can see it over there. They're starting to form. I don't have those waves over here, you know? Is that not incredible? Yeah, your own little show. Just gonna show you where I'm at right now. So beautiful. Only when here it's like 7 a.m. But like I feel really safe. I just feel like so connected. And I come to this beach often. I mean, every time that she asks me to come, I come. And so it's funny because the last time was for the Scorpio full moon, right? Yeah, full moon. And then right now I'm here for the Cancer new moon. So I think it's funny that she calls me to come. Look at all these. So beautiful. So every time, I think it's funny that every time she calls me to come, it's when it's a water sign in the new or full moon, and you can just like really feel the energy. And yeah, it's incredible. So on the way over, man, I don't even know if you can hear me. I don't have my mic. It's in the car. Bah! On the way over here, on the way over here, I finished my Carlos Castañeda. I just finished the Eagle's Gift is the book that I just finished. And so what I do is now, instead of reading book, 7 or something, 5, 7, I don't know, whatever book's next, I start back at the beginning and I go 1, 2, 3, you know, all the way through, because every time that the story develops, you have to go back to the beginning to see why Don Juan did the things that he did. And it's cool because I think like in book 4 or something, he'll actually explain it. Like Don Juan himself explains to Carlos like why he did the things he did. But yeah, and so I feel like that's like how I've really been able to like grasp the lessons, is because of these reads that I do. So yeah, I'm so excited to start number 1 again and go deeper in this. What I found out is that it all comes down to your awareness and to your intention and your attention. So like, I don't even know what they mean by that when they say like focus on the intent, or like your eyes are seeing a different form of intent. I don't know what that means yet. But the more that I read through, the more that I grasp these lessons, it starts to make sense. Mainly because I'm also doing all like stuff here in Grounded Spirits, you know, like getting so in touch with myself, with the spiritual, reading books. I go deeper into myself so that I can grasp these lessons. I brushed my hair, but I feel like it kind of looked better before when it was like more wild, untamed. So what I wanted to do now is talk about the book and go on to the next section. So this Believe book has 4 rounds, and so each round gets you deeper and deeper into yourself and knowing who you are. And so for this first round, the question is like, what stories are you telling yourself? How do you see the world? How does your mind work? Like, who are you? Because we need to have a basis. Like, if you don't know where you are, how are you going to get better? How are you going to be able to actually measure that betterness to actually believe in yourself fully and truly? So I show you like this outline, and I say, if you were to use different colors for this image, would it tell a different story? What story is it telling now? So like really like pinpointing, how does your mind work? How do you see the world? What's your perspective like? What colors are you drawn to? Everything is meaningful and gives you more information about yourself, which is the whole point, right? There's also like, what are 3 things that pop into your head? Or draw a self-portrait. Like, this is like a tricky one because people say like, oh, I can't draw. How am I gonna draw a self-portrait? But it's really about mirror work. Like, look at yourself in the mirror and just stare at your features, and you just kind of like copy. Like, I see this line here, I'm gonna draw that line there. Then the water's like coming up. Mirror work. So the self-portrait, to do it that way, or the other thing you can do is, if you have an iPad, if you have Procreate, you can take a picture of yourself, put it on a layer, lighten the layer, and then just trace it. But at least you're like looking at yourself and you're really seeing like, what do I think of myself? Where am I judging myself too harshly? What do I love about myself? And really try focusing on the parts of yourself that make you unique, that you love. Yeah, and so the rest of round 1 is really just looking at stories, looking at your favorite memories, your first memory. Yeah, just like a bunch of different things like that. And then it ends with you outlining your goals. Because then in the coming sections, we'll go over like how to get these goals to come true. I don't think you can see him, but over there is a sea lion. I missed it. It was such a beautiful, beautiful wave. And I was just thinking about telling you how I love, like right there, like right before it falls is so beautiful. It looks like glass. So here I just wanted to take a moment to have you just like relax and really sink into your seat wherever it is that you're sitting down or standing up if you're on a walk. Like, you are being so held by the earth and being able to like witness the power that nature has and how it loves and cares for us all is remarkable. It's incredible that we get to be in the same water as them. Like, how am I touching the same water that these dolphins are swimming in? How incredible! Did you know that Moana is Hawaiian for ocean? If you didn't, now you do. And as you saw in the previous clip, my feet are in it, and I did not go all the way in, but I did dance. I have a hula performance the day after these clips, as you will see. And I just really got connected with Moana and danced for her, and it was incredible, as I keep saying. I talk a lot about being grounded and being in nature, but I rarely talk about the dreaming part aside from like dreamings when we go to sleep. And today I'm fulfilling one of my dreams. I'm performing at the Santa Monica Pier, and I'm gonna take you along. Just finished our first performance. So I'm back home now, and I just want to say like how much fun it was. Like, I feel like that that line, Chaperone and then Pink Pony Club, where she goes, on the stage in my heels is where I belong. Except what's so funny is like when I was little and I would like plan my own little concert, or like when I would go watch concerts, I'm like, how are they wearing heels? Like, if I was doing a concert, I'd be barefoot. And the funny thing is that my first time performing, since I was little, I was barefoot. And so like that was really cool, like, because in all of our hula dances we're always barefoot. Yeah. And so it's just like, it like brings everything together, like everything that your heart desires, like it really is, because that's who you are. And that's like something so dumb, you know, like being barefoot. But yeah, I just had a lot of fun. I just really felt like that's where I belong. And then it also like taught me like how everybody and every place that you are, you belong, else you wouldn't be in that place because you wouldn't belong there. And so whatever, like, it's about like finding like the purpose within each moment. And I just really felt like I belonged today, and so that felt really amazing. And I just kept saying like, I am one of them, like this is my community. And it's cool because our identities are so tied to our communities, and if it's just rooted in one, it's hard to like find the flow. But if you are part of many communities, then you can flow and you can show all sides of yourself in each different community. You don't have to show your 100 to every single person you meet, because what I've learned is sometimes we do shine too bright. And even like the sun, you know, like it's been getting kind of hot out here. And yeah, sometimes it is bad to like, she wants me to play with her. You're so beautiful, girly. You're so beautiful, like girly. Yeah, one second. So by having like different communities, then that's how you can stay grounded and be your true self and be spirited in the way of finding that flow, like being the only thing that's coming to mind is being free spirited, like be able to be kind of like la-di-da and not have to worry because you have your community and your community is holding you in these different spaces. That's crazy. That's why we need multi-dimensionalness. Because the more that you find out parts of yourself, the more you have communities, and it's not just on like your one best friend to solve all your problems. Because that is a lot for one person. But if you have a community, you go to this friend for this, you go to that friend for that, this family member, that person part of this group, and it all kind of comes together. And it, like how that saying goes, like, it takes a village to raise a child, and we are all children. We've been children having children for hundreds of years. Like, inner children are not being satisfied. So the daughter just comes back from being kidnapped, so the mom thinks, and the mom goes like, how am I supposed to help this scared little girl when I'm still a scared little girl? Like, who's gonna help this small scared little girl? And that just like really hit me, that like we all need to raise each other. This is what my husband and I do. We raise our inner children, and we have been. And now our inner children are like teenagers. It's really cute to see. But yeah, we need to do this to everybody, not just between husband and wife, but like we even need to parent our parents. We need to parent our neighbors. We need to like gentle parenting, like that's like the new thing, but it's here for a reason. At the same time as like all this like new age stuff or like homestead stuff, like we're learning to come back to our roots. And yeah, I just think it's very magical. Yeah, that's what I got for you so far. The other day, the most gorgeous, oh, there it is, a fly. Like, since when are flies beautiful? Do you see like the green? I don't know if my camera's good enough for this, but it just looks so beautiful. Look at that. Since when are flies gorgeous? Anyway, what I actually came to show you was, look at these little chilitos. These little chilies. See one right here? How cute. You can still see some of its flowers. So beautiful. And look, these are like little baby buds up here. Marvelous. So here I'm a liar because I actually came to the Monrovia Public Library on Monday, and then I went to a swimming class and it was super cool. But on Tuesday is when I actually worked on this, but I didn't film the library. I went to the Sierra Madre Library, and now you can go to the website and plant a dream. You put your dream in, and then I will try my hardest to make your dream come true. Tell me why I'm walking around like as if it's like a art museum, but it's actually cool because I'm actually getting some pretty good tips on how to paint the ocean. Let me show you. But unlike an art museum, I can actually touch it. I'm doing like the final touches on the website, so that you can go check out the other ones outside of Grounded Spirits, because Grounded Spirits is good, and I just added that Plant a Dream. I'm so excited for it. Like, I'm literally gonna help you make all of your dreams come true while making my own dreams come true. So it's like so cool how it all comes together, and I feel like that's kind of the point of Grounded Spirits, Oh, and then I just restarted the teachings of Moana Castaneda. So if you want to start it right now with me and then we could like do it together, like that would be really cool. So let me know in the comments if you like this vlog style of it or where I'm just like standing and just like talking about it. I'm gonna do something more like that with Ela Institute, so if you're interested, go look at that. But it's just like kind of cool because all of the other companies have grown out of Ela Radio, and this is like kind of what I was talking about on Sunday when I did the hula performance in Santa Monica Pier. That um, like I don't really talk about my dreams on here too much, but I do have three other companies that have been babies for so long, and now they're finally ready to go out into the world. Um, and so I'm like, just doing the finishing touches on the website, making sure that like all the links are correct. I have some polls on there, and I wanted to really make sure that the polls that they brought something out of you, like something that you didn't necessarily know about yourself until the question was presented to you. So go check it out. I have it on all the posts. And yeah, so once the website comes out, obviously I'll tell you about it, and so you can go check out everything that I'm working on and working on how to make your dreams come true, my dreams come true, while we stay grounded in who we truly are. And yeah, so that's all I have for you for this episode of Grounded Spirits podcast. I do hope that you'll stick around. Um, Even if like if you're listening to this on the podcast still, like some of the things like you're not gonna be able to see, you can go on the website. I'll put like the pictures and stuff that I talked about. Or any like resources, any books that I talked about, I'll put that all on the website. They'll be linked below. Um, but yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. Right now, I'm waiting for my hula class to start, and we'll see where we're at next week. Bye, everybody.